Yo, man, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the Social Norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean canteen and beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, I gotta have it. The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information, from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the Social Norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the Social Norm.
Yeah. Yo. You already know what it is, man. We back it again with another one. I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Bean.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, man, it's the Social Norm. Today's episode is called, we're going to be doing a reaction video because I figured I might as well go ahead and start giving the audience some motivational words. I came across this video. It's called Discipline. Discipline equals success. And, or is that what it said? No, discipline equals freedom. I'm sorry. So that's the reaction video we're going to be doing today. I think this channel needs to start bringing in forms of motivation, education, getting people back on track with going into the new year. I need everybody to refocus, get themselves, have some goals for themselves to achieve their goals.
We've done motivational
videos
before.
We have. But now we're going into 2025 and we about to take this thing to another level. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the video. The dude's name is Chad Licenby. And I literally came across him today, but he hit with so many points. I was like, yo, I got to show this to the audience. All right. Let's go ahead and hit the like button too. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. Let's go.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. You cannot have self-respect without self-discipline. It's impossible. If you want to live your life with purpose, fulfillment, and confidence, it all begins with keeping the promises to yourself. When you lack self-discipline, you are constantly lying to yourself. You are making promises to yourself that you do not keep. You commit to habits that you don't follow through on. So ultimately, who actually pays the price for that? Think about this. When was the last time that you told yourself you're going to wake up and go to the gym, wake up early and go to the gym, and you were going to eat healthy, or you were going to stop watching porn? You probably started strong, but within a few days, a few weeks, or maybe even a few months, you slowly started to fall off that wagon and you slowly started to go back to your old habits. But here's the thing. Usually other people do not know about those broken promises, but you sure as hell do. And every time you break a promise to yourself, your self-respect takes a hit. And without self-respect, your confidence, or having confidence, it becomes impossible, because other people eventually will be able to see it in you. They'll see it in your posture, your energy, in your words. They'll see it in your body language, because you can't fake confidence for long. Eventually it comes out. When my wife Robin and I first met, I used to tell her that a person's posture was the most attractive attribute that they could possibly possess.
Pause real quick. What do you feel about that?
The posture?
Yeah,
that's true.
I had to think about that when I was like, yo, because I used to always they always, in this book I'm reading, 12 Rules for Life, it says to stand up straight, put your shoulders back. The posture is your actual manifestation of how you truly feel about yourself. If you're hunched over, if you're not, you're hunched over because you're trying to hide who you are. You don't feel like you're a confident person. If you're standing up straight, looking people in the eye, you feel confident that you're like, yo, I know what I'm talking about. I know I'm in control. So posture means a lot. So if you're hunched all over and you have bad posture, it says something physically about what you really feel about yourself.
I agree 100%.
You used to think I was crazy, but here's the truth. Your posture is a physical manifestation of your inner confidence. And fake confidence, it won't last. Some people, they'll puff their chest out, they'll roll their shoulders back intentionally. These things won't happen naturally. And eventually, even over the course of a couple of minutes, you'll start to see the true posture come out. You'll start to see the way that they stand and the way that they hold themselves come out. They try to stand tall and demonstrate their strength. But that moment that they let their guard down, that truth will show. And if you're looking for it, you'll see it. Sometimes you don't even have to look for it, and you'll see it. Real confidence, the kind that commands respect, that comes from self-discipline. And that comes from knowing that you've done the hard work. You've followed through on your commitments, and you can rely on yourself. Now, here's some pills that might be hard for some people to swallow. Most of us are not honest with ourselves. We'll tell ourselves that we're fine when we're not. We make excuses for our failures or our setbacks instead of owning up to them. We live in a world that teaches us to shift the blame if we're struggling, because it's not our fault, right? It's always going to be the system, or it's going to bring the upbringing. It's going to be your race, or it's going to be your gender. It's going to be that politician. Because believe it or not, there are people in the world who feel that the government is going to come and save them. But here's the truth, man. When you give away responsibility, you give away your power. If you want,
Hold up. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen plenty of people who sit there and try to blame everything else of why they shit ain't working for them.
Oh yeah.
They are female, they're black.
Mhm.
I remember one time I was having a frat brother. He literally, me and him got a huge debate argument because I worked a job. I worked in corrections. He didn't get the job, and he kept arguing that he was because he was black. And I said, bro, I'm black. Well, this is why they did. No, I said, bro, they're not racist. You just gotta go. You're not gonna get the same deck everybody got. They denied you. Try again.
They'll tell you why.
And guess what? 2 years later, he ended up being a correction officer. And I look at him and I said, look at you. We laugh about it now, but I said, you made yourself believe that this was the thing that was holding you back. And it was never that. You just chose it to
It
be
was yourself.
Exactly. Don't make excuses. Don't give yourself reasons why somebody else or outside force is stopping you from being where you want to be.
want to build your self-discipline, it starts with radical honesty. Look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I living the life that I want? Am I proud of the person who I am? Am I doing the things that are going to align with my goals, or the things that do align with my goals? And if that answer is no, that's fine. In fact, that might even be a good thing, because that means that you're actually being honest with yourself. Now that you're being honest with yourself, you can use that realization as fuel to become the change, because you are capable of change. You are capable of that change that you want to see. Here's a couple more tough pills to swallow. That's masculinity and femininity. And it's funny because I know I'm going to get a bunch of pushback on this, even though it's my perspective and in my opinion, people are going to feel the right to change my mind, or I need to change my mind and my perspective because they told me so. And they're right. Because in today's world, we are constantly bombarded with these toxic messages, these messages that try to strip the core parts of our identity. Because women are told that they don't need men, and men are told that they don't need women. But deep down, our subconscious mind knows better. Our subconscious mind knows different. We are wired to complement each other and to build legacies together. And rejecting that reality, it doesn't make us stronger. It doesn't make us more independent. It makes us lonelier. And overall, it makes us weaker as a species. And when we deny our instincts, we're doing nothing but lying to ourselves. And when we lie to ourselves, what happens? We lose trust in ourselves. And I believe this is why self-discipline is so damn important. It helps us strip away those lies and reconnect with who we really are.
Now, how many times, and I can count, I don't even count enough on my hands, how many times have you lied to yourself? Told yourself you're going to do this, and you start off fine, But then slowly but surely you start going back and say, going back on your word on what you told yourself you were going to do.
It's raining outside. Let me
Any excuse in the book to say I ain't gonna do it today.
the wind's blowing. Let me.
And I think back when I was a kid about how when my father told me he was gonna do something and he didn't do it, how damaging that was for me. Imagine you're doing that to yourself every time you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it. You might not feel like you're damaging yourself, but you are. If you can't trust your own word, who can you trust?
Yeah, that's true. Every kid goes through that when their parents say something and don't do it. It's like devastating.
But see, this is the thing. Our psyche, our subconscious, that's the kid for us. We're the adult, the person that's making the choices. And if you choose to tell yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym today. I'm gonna ask that girl out. And you don't do it, you're literally letting your psyche, which is your kid inside, down. And they can't trust you.
Nope.
As a male, it might mean stepping into the role of being a protector and a provider, not in like a domineering kind of way or a toxic masculine way, but and confident your role as a natural born nurturer, not in a weak way, but from a position of strength. Because ultimately, masculinity and femininity, it's not toxic unless it's used wrong. And they are powerful when we actually embrace them authentically. And like I said, when we lie to ourselves, when we say that we don't need men or we don't need women, there again, we are lying to ourselves.
Now, I know Beans used to always say, man, I'm tired of these women saying they don't need men and men don't saying they don't need women. We need each other.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, I thought about you because I was like, he ain't lying. Like, how could you actually go through life in human race if all women didn't need men and all men didn't need women?
We are built for companionship. Like I don't understand how somebody can tell themselves, I don't need no man. You do.
You're confused.
Just like we need y'all. Trust me. It's just a bitter. I don't want to say bitter, but maybe it's just a bitter response, or
I think their just perspective is off.
Or that it could be that they're rejection. Some people, well, I don't need this. You know what I mean? That's their coping mechanism. Well, you know what? I don't need them anyway. I'm gonna be fine by myself.
Most people, when they get uncomfortable or feel insecure, they push away everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't need this, but that's probably exactly what they do need.
Which is going to affect our self-esteem, our self-confidence, and our self-discipline. And it's only because it's a cope. It's just one more of those distractions that's crushing us as people and destroying us inside, because it goes right along with the porn. It goes right along with the video games, the addictive personalities, the drugs, the excessive consumption of alcohol. All of these things are designed to hijack your brain. Think about video games. Those video games give you a sense of accomplishment, even though you haven't actually accomplished anything. Nothing worthwhile. The porn, it tricks you into thinking that you've experienced real connection, but you haven't. And the social media, it's constantly bombarding you with reels and shorts of the lives of other people, leaving you stuck in the comparison trap. Why don't I have that? Why do they have that and I don't? And this isn't just for men either.
Hold up. I had to pause for a second because I definitely can say he hit on three major things. One, porn. I can't even front. Every man has had their moments with that where they're like, yo, I might be doing a little too much with this. And it gives men a false narrative of what being with a woman or having a sexual experience really is. And then I've heard where people have done watch porn so much that when the real thing comes, they don't know how they can't. It doesn't do nothing for them.
That's crazy.
Or they don't know how to deal with it. And then the second thing, he talked about consumption of social media and things like that. I know for a fact people struggle with that every day.
Yeah.
I've struggled with it. I've sat there and realized, like, I went on my phone after watching a video saying, let me just see how much time I'm actually spending on these apps. Yo, I was spending literally 7 to 8 hours on these apps. Go look on your phone. It has a section where you can look at the screen time to see how much you're actually on it.
I know, especially like
The TikToks,
the TikTok, you go down a rabbit hole.
YouTube, the Facebook. And for me, I had to put in a timer for how long I could be on these apps before they shut off for that day, because I need to focus. These things are distractions. They're built by thousands of people to distract you so that you will get your eye off the ball and pay them money. The more eyes are on their shit, the more you spending your money on their shit, not on your own shit, and figuring out ideas you have in your head.
Exactly.
Okay. And then the last thing he said was well, the video games, I've been stopped video games. I let that long go. But sometimes you can still get caught playing video games on these apps on the phone. I'm still thinking about the PlayStation 2s and the PS4s and all that. But you get a lot of these people are playing these handheld games on these phones, and they play for hours.
Yeah.
Imagine the hours you're spending, and you could be sitting there reading books, educating yourself on a skill, connecting with friends. You could be doing so much more to make your life better for your overall, and then you won't need these things to distract you. You'll be living a great, fruitful life.
It's tough, but you can do it.
Women have their own distractions as well, whether it's binge watching shows or doom scrolling on their phones or constant social media bombardment where they're seeking validation. And let's be honest, guys, women have porn addictions too. They just don't talk about it like men do. And every moment that you spend on these distractions is another moment that you could be utilizing to build the life of your dreams, which is also lowering your self-esteem, lowering your confidence, and destroying your self-discipline. Here's something that most people don't talk about, and that's it, that avoiding the hard work, it comes at a cost. And you might not feel it today, but eventually it will catch up to you. An example that I like to use is your health and your nutrition. When you skip all your health and exercising and nutrition in your 20s, you're going to feel fine. But by the time you hit 40, you're going to pay the price. Obesity, brain fog, lowered libido, lack of energy, and those are consequences that come from a lack of self-discipline. And it's not just the physical aspect of it either, because when you avoid the hard work of building a relationship, setting goals, or growth, personal growth, you're going to regret it. And trust me when I tell you, you don't want to carry regret, because that shit is heavy. There is some good news. You can turn this around. And building self-discipline, it's not easy, but there are steps that you can take, and you can pick yourself back up, and you can get back in that fight, and you can persevere. And it all starts with just small, consistent action. Realize, what do you want? And when I say what do you want, be specific. Number one, the first thing that you can do is set small goals. But
y'all hear him. I'm gonna write this down, y'all. The first thing you can do is set small goals. Okay. The reason he wants you to set small goals is because how many of us have started something trying to be overzealous? I'm going to only eat 1 meal a day for this diet. I'm going to work out 3 times a day for every day for a week. You tell yourself these things. These are things you might want to work up to. But if you start off small and work your way up, you gradually build momentum. If you start off big, it's going to be what they say. What's the old saying? Sometimes you bit off more than you could chew.
Yep.
That's what happened. And then you get defeated because you can't meet the expectations because you haven't built the skills to do that. And then guess what? You fall right back off the wagon.
Yeah. So example of that, I went vegan for like 2.5 years, and somebody asked me how I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, I just went, mind you, I went just straight in it.
You went cold
Straight
turkey.
cold
Fuck it, I'm
turkey.
out here.
I wouldn't recommend that to anybody.
How much was a shock was it for you? What was the first moment? Like, how long did it take for you to be like, I'm feeding for some meat? Pause. I know y'all better calm down in the comments.
Well, we work at a prison, and I was handing out a package to an inmate, and he couldn't get this. He couldn't get cilantro. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, normally they do they song and dance like, come on, let me have it, all this other stuff. And I realized I was getting my patience was like 0. It was like
You were getting snippy with them.
I was like, yo, I said, and halfway through the conversation, I'm like, we don't even send it home, whatever. And he was like, oh, why don't you just let me have it? He said like 3 times. I said, yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Ask me for your cilantro again. I'm gonna rip it out the package. I'm gonna eat it right here in front of you. What you want to do with it?
I think you told me that one time. You got so heated
and
over
the lady,
cilantro.
yeah, and the ladies was like, all right, man, get away from the window. You bugging.
You was on 10.
I was on 10 fast. All right, if I did do it over some cilantro.
Did you recognize later on, like, what am I doing?
Because they was just like, what's going on? Because I'm usually like, all right, man, chill. I'm usually real chill.
Yeah.
Well, I was going crazy that day.
You probably was lacking some minerals because you stopped eating meat.
Yeah. I was going crazy that day. They was like, yo, they pulled me to the side like, hey, what's going on? Like,
If you could go, okay,
tripping.
now clearly you're not vegan no more, right?
No.
Okay. If you were to go back,
Okay.
doing it again, what would you change?
Okay, because somebody asked me how I did and they wanted to do it. I said, don't give up all of it in one shot like I did. Not a good idea. Give up one. If you're eating 3 times a day, have meat in 2 meals, and then your 3rd meal will be the vegan meal.
Okay.
And
so
as weeks
introduce one, and then
as weeks go by, 1 meal will be with meat, the other 2 will be vegan. And then let more time go by.
Half of the meal might be meat.
Yeah.
And
like
like
that. Then after a while, just all
vegan,
of it.
all
All of it after a while.
So start small. That's the first one, y'all. Let's go.
You want to get specific. Is there a certain weight that you want to get down to? A certain amount of weight that you want to lose?
Okay, so it says be specific. A lot of times people say, I want to lose weight. That's not specific. I want to lose 10 pounds in 30 days by this date. That, you know what I mean? That's how you got to do it.
Is it a certain amount of money that you want to make? Do you want to get and achieve financial freedom? Do you want to build a stronger, more nurturing and better relationship with your loved ones? Number 2 is create a plan. Break that.
Number 2, create a plan.
Mm-hmm. I like a good plan.
The reason you got to create a plan is you need to have a roadmap to what you're trying to achieve. Mm-hmm. If you don't have the steps to the roadmap to get to where you're trying to go, how you going to get there? Right? Mm-hmm. We all use Google Maps to get to our destinations that we've never been there before. Okay. After a while, once you know the roadmap, you don't need it no more. You know where you're going, but until you need your maps. So create a plan.
Mm-hmm.
That goal down into small, actionable steps that you can actually achieve. Steps that you can win on a daily or weekly basis. I'm not talking about a participation trophy. I'm talking about you need to celebrate your wins. It is imperative that you celebrate those wins to keep you moving forward.
That's one of the big things I think I didn't do. When I would go to the gym, when I would eat right, do all these things, I'm losing weight. I'm not celebrating myself. I'm not doing anything to celebrate the show. Because think about this. The only reason people do anything is for a reward.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not getting any reward from it, you might be looking better and everything like that. You're easily able to fall right back into your old way of living.
That's true.
So you need to celebrate yourself, something that doesn't counteract what you're doing though. My problem was when we used to go work out, we would kill ourselves. Mm-hmm. And then my reward was me to go to KFC. So I'm literally counteracting. I'm doing the right things physically, but then when I nutrition wise, I was eating trash.
And I would ask you, like, I was like, why do you go back to these places? Like, what are you doing?
Somewhere in my head, that was my I had created a habit that was my reward for killing myself in there. But that was a dumb decision to do. Now that I look back at it.
To enjoy the journey to your better self. If you want to improve your confidence, start with small habits like your self-discipline, like your self-control. When you meet people, start making eye contact with them. Exercise so that your body naturally stands up straight with your shoulders back and your chest out, so that you can naturally stand wider. You naturally sit wider. Number 3, eliminate those distractions. Get rid of the porn. Get rid of the video games. Stop doom scrolling through social media. You don't even have to get rid of them. Some of you might have to get rid of them because it's going to be too tempting. But get rid of the distractions. Stop caving in those distractions. It is crushing your life. Maybe you do. Maybe you need to delete those apps that suck you in. The TikTok, the Instagram, the OFans, the Facebook. You might need to delete those apps, but it'll be worth it. Number 4 is be consistent. Discipline isn't about grand gestures.
Okay. So I'm assuming number 3 was celebrate your wins.
Yeah.
All right, so celebrate your wins. You got to celebrate them. Otherwise, what's the point? What's the point of having anything if you don't get any reward for it? Number 4, what did he just say?
Get rid of the distractions.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
It again.
You need to delete those apps, but it'll be worth it. Number 4 is be consistent. Discipline isn't about grand.
I'm sorry.
Number 4, be consistent. Now, this might be consistent. This might be the most important thing, because I need you to understand something. If you're fat, you earned being fat. If you're in shape, you earned being in shape. If you have acne, you earned having acne. If you have clear skin, you earned having clear skin. Anything in this world, if you're rich, you earned it. If you're not rich and you're poor, you earned that. You decide what you want to do, and you've consistently done something, and these are the results of it. So if you're overweight, you chose to eat more than you burned consistently for a long period of time. If you're in shape, you've chose to work out consistently for a long period of time. The results have to be you are consistent with it.
Grand gestures. It's about achieving small things. It's about accomplishing those small wins that I was talking about earlier. It's about being consistent and showing up for yourself, and knowing that inside of your heart that you can rely on yourself. Therefore, others can rely on you as well. Number 5 is you need to forgive yourself.
Number 5 is huge. You need to forgive yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing about it is, when I talked about my father and I said he used to disappoint me because he didn't do some things he said he was going to do, and I had a lot of resentment for him, and I kept holding that onto myself as I got older, and I was holding myself back because I used that as excuses of why I am the way I am and where I'm at. And guess what? At some point, something clicked to where my father told me, he said, listen, let's say I do agree with what you said about how I was this and how I was that. What next? Let's say I agree with you. Cool. What does that do for you as far as you moving forward as a man?
Exactly.
And I said, you know what? You're right. At that moment, I forgave my father. I forgave everything he did because I understood I'm holding it on. I'm holding this hatred or resentment for him, and he don't even know it. It ain't affecting him.
No.
It's affecting me.
Exactly. I remember you telling me this. I do remember.
I remember. Yeah, it was like a weightlifting for me. When you forgive people, you are giving yourself the freedom to move on. If you don't forgive people, you are still holding resentment. They still own you, even if they don't even know it.
That's true.
So the same 100%. Way with yourself, when you've let down, I'm telling you right now, when you lose weight and then you gain it back, you are so disappointed in yourself. You feel like you can't accomplish nothing. You feel like a loser. You feel all those different things. At some point, you gotta, if you fall down, you gotta pick yourself back up. You gotta forgive yourself for what position you in. Ain't nothing you can do about where you at, what you've done. There's nothing you can do about it right now. The what you've done in the past is the past. If I don't care if your education, your financial position, your health, all these different things, how confident you are with women, whatever, those things you cannot change. That's the past. All you can do is right now. What can you do right now to move forward? And the one thing you gotta do is forgive yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself and start with a new clean slate, you're gonna, as soon as you start getting successful with something, you're gonna sabotage it, because in your subconscious, I don't deserve this. That's what you're telling yourself when you don't forgive yourself.
Okay.
It's okay to mess up. We all mess up. We all have a past. We've all done stupid shit in our lives. Some of us, it's been worse than others, but we need to learn from that. We need to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward, and don't do it again. Learn from those mistakes and forgive yourself. Because there's a ripple effect that happens when you build your self-discipline. When you build self-discipline, everything in your life improves. Your energy will improve. Your confidence will improve. Your relationships will grow. But the most important part is you'll begin to respect yourself. Because when you respect yourself, you don't need outside validation. You don't need to put on a persona or pretend to be something that you are not. Your confidence will come from within, and that's
so true. And I ain't gonna lie about that, y'all. So a lot of times, I look for outside validation. I look for I in some cases, not all cases. A lot of times I don't give a fuck what people think. But then there's times where I'm looking for validation from someone else. And I need to work on that, because if you're looking for validation from other people on the outside and they don't give you the validation you're looking for, now you just gave them the power to determine how you feel about yourself.
Yeah. And it creates a void.
A void,
You're
an
always
empty void that can't get filled.
You're always going to be chasing for it.
Yeah. And not for nothing, every time you're going to be chasing for that person or those type of people. Instead of sitting there and realizing you have the power, you have the control, you have the strength to keep working and keep making yourself believe in yourself. And the only way you do that is to do these steps right here. Start setting small goals, start making a plan, start celebrating the wins when you do achieve those small goals, and then keep consistently doing it.
Exactly. And I think we've all been there, because years ago I was like that as a teen, and like late 20s, always look for outside validation. And there are a lot of times I didn't get it. And I think we all got to come to that point.
Can you move the mic away? I know you want to lay on it. It's like making.
I know we all got to come to that point where we got to be like, you know what? Why am I even trying to get validated from people? Don't really care like that.
Well, in high school, you used to try to, I want to be cool with the cool kids. I want to be accepted. Yeah. But see, the thing is, the only true exception you can have is an exception with yourself. I see people who have accepted themselves 100% and they don't care about what other people think about them. They are so unique, so weird, and so different that you can't take your eyes off of them.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part is like, people think they're weird. They just got to figure it out.
If they're weird, guess what? And you still want to be them. Yeah. You don't want to be them. You want to have what they have.
Yeah.
And I ain't talking about something like money or clothes. I'm talking about that inner self respect and love for themselves, that they're comfortable enough to show them everybody else their skin.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us aren't there yet. We got work to do.
There was this guy at work.
Nowak.
Oh no, not him. He's
one of them for me.
Yeah.
Not you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
he did. He doesn't work at the jail anymore, but he was a bit strange. But and everybody thinks he was strange.
Did I know him?
Yeah, you know him too. And he had all these weird, crazy theories and stuff like that. But I will say, like, he had so much confidence in himself and what he was saying. No matter what woman came his way,
He'd say something.
if he thought she was beautiful, he asked her out. I've maybe seen this dude get shot down maybe 20 times by different women.
Mm.
It never deterred him.
Yeah.
Never.
And that's the focus and the belief in oneself.
Mhm.
I don't care what everybody else says. I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's the kind of confidence that changes lives. As usual, I want to leave you with a challenge. I want to challenge you to take one tiny step, one small step today that you can win. One tiny step that can help you build your self-discipline. Just one. And it can be anything. It could be go for a walk, eat a healthy meal, turn off your phone an hour earlier, turn off your phone 2 hours before you go to bed. If you're married, you and your wife put your phones on the counter and sit down and have a legitimate conversation without distractions. Whatever it is, just one tiny win, one thing. But whatever that one thing is, do it with intention. Do it with follow through so that you can prove to yourself or so you can start proving to yourself that you can be reliable and you can rely on yourself. Because ultimately, once you start, that is going to be the catalyst. That is going to be the momentum that you are able to build and work off of. Stop lying to yourself. Start living with discipline and watch your life begin to change in an incredible way. Because you got this shit. Let's freaking go. If you made it this far, do me a favor and go down in the comment section and type that word discipline. Just that one word. I ask for these one word comments at the end of all my videos because I want to know who's with me. I want to know who's killing it and who's sticking it out. I want to be able to say thank you to all the people that are able to hang in there. And I ask for the one word comments because I'm running out of time to be able to reply to the paragraph or multi-paragraph comments. It's becoming a full-time job, and I'm about to the point where I'm going to have to start electing the help of my wife to reply to the comments. Either that or I'm not going to be able to reply to all of them. And my wife and I, we both appreciate every single one of you. We are absolutely grateful for every one of you and all of your kindness and all of your support that you're showing us in this channel. And both of us want to have the opportunity to say thank you for all of the support and all of the generosity that you're giving us. I want to thank you guys for those super thanks, because those one word comments, even though it's one word, every single interaction, every single donation through those super thanks, the algorithm is seeing that and it's loving every bit of it, because every comment.
All right, so look, he pretty much just promoting stuff at this point. But he gives great content and great clarity, simplicity of the steps you got to take to get the self-discipline. One of the things I've struggled with is self-discipline for a long time. I've started going well, and I fall off. I started going well, I fall off. And at some point I have to start checking in or putting the environment around me to where it's like foolproof that I can't lose. The environment of bringing people around you that are on the same path you're trying to be on the same path of success, trying to be on the same path of discipline, accountability, self-love, self-care, fitness, all these different things. You gotta almost, it's like a what do you call it when in the military when they putting all this stuff like a blockade or something, like just
I forget what it's called.
Let's just say a blockade where you're literally blocking all the outside noise. You're literally blocking all the confusion, the distractions, the things that keep holding you back. Write these things down. Write the health. Write the goals you want for 2025. Write the goals you want for health, fitness, money, family, relationships, and put them down and write them in the present tense. But the biggest thing I got from this video is start off small. Sometimes we think we got to start off and go run 5-10 miles. No, you don't.
Mm-mm.
You ain't got to run. You ain't got to jog. Can you walk?
Exactly.
You ain't got to walk 5 miles. You ain't got to walk 2. You ain't got. Can you walk down the street and back? If you're I'm talking to people who are in the extreme, you might think you laughing at me, but there's a video we about to show you of a guy who literally, if he just walked down the street and came back, it could change his life. Hold up. Let me find it. Because the thing is, it ain't about where you start. It's about where you finish.
Mm-hmm. They say Rome. What's that saying? Rome wasn't built in a day.
So I'm gonna show you what I mean. Y'all thinking, oh, just go across the street and come back? How hard could that be? Well, guess what? It depends on how far you gonna let yourself go.
Yeah.
You could have let yourself go to a place where it's like, damn, how did I get here? We've all been it. We've all been there. We were just talking about it today.
Today, yeah.
Where you said you had got to a place where you was looking like a hobo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to a place I'm like, damn, how did I get this big? Guess what? Let's see this video. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. Watch this. Now it might be a little funny, but just says man orders a whole breakfast buffet. Let's go.
The basement is probably the hardest thing I do all day.
You need it though so you can get your steps
I
in.
usually only go up once.
Damn.
And then when I go back down, that's it for the day.
You need to do more than that. What you hibernating in the basement like a bear or something? You better be calling LA Fitness.
I got a pretty big order, so.
Oh, you ordering food? The man just said, "What can I do for you?" Ain't even
First
speak.
one, I'm
Didn't
gonna
know
get
it.
the lumberjack slam pack.
A slam pack.
One of those ultimate omelets.
Ultimate.
Can I get cheese on my hash browns with that one?
Oh,
cheese on my hash brown sounds good.
that shit do sound good though. I ain't gonna hold
cinnamon
you.
roll pancakes.
That shit sound good too.
The
No, it
double
won't be nothing
Miami
else. It better not
sandwich.
be.
And then to drink, I want 2 chocolate milks.
Now look, I know this dude doing commentary, and I know this shit could be funny, but I want y'all to understand something. This right here is sad to see. This is the same thing where a lot of us sit there and be delusional why we aren't losing weight, why we're not gaining weight, why we're not saving money. And if all you got to do is take a step back and look at the results you're doing.
Yeah. We work with somebody who got that surgery to lose weight, and they started to lose the weight.
Mm-hmm.
But then we're talking, and we noticed he started to gain it back, and he was like, I don't understand why I can't lose the weight anymore. And he was chugging like a 2-liter
Coke while he's saying
like
you can't sit there and eat half the menu and then you wonder why. That is a form of denial and delusion.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's why you can't lose the weight.
Let's keep it going.
Chocolate milk. You in kindergarten or something? I guess you're gonna go color next.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day, man.
You too.
Oh, he finna have a great day. Now he finna eat. Look at all that food.
Now the
And y'all
man
must
is
use a
waddling.
Swiffer
Now I feel so bad because this is the thing. Everybody, when I was 420 pounds, people asked me, I was like, yo, when you can get that surgery? You gonna get that surgery? I told them, I said, that'd be a cold day in hell. I get a surgery and I can get up off my ass and walk. Now this man is getting to a place where he's in such a depression and let his body be a trap for him, right? That he's waddling around and he can't even get up the stairs.
Yeah. And the comment on the surgery, people think that's an end all be all. Number one, after you had the surgery, you still gonna have to diet and exercise.
And that's the thing is you're not changing the problem. What you're changing is what you think is the problem, which is the body. The mind is the problem. You can change the body all you want. If you don't change your mind, you're gonna be in the same place you were in 3-4 months ago.
Jet on that
Even
floor 'cause
before I
it's flawless.
eat, just the smell lets me know that things are about to get better.
That's a damn shame now.
There's almost nothing in this world that can compare to the feeling of taking that first bite when I haven't eaten in a while.
Yeah.
He's talking like this is crack.
Yes, you know what's crazy too? You never see and I hate to put it like this, you never like 600-pound life and stuff. None of these people go to work, but they always got money for
No, see, this is the thing though. A lot of those people work at home.
Oh yeah, I
They
think
do a
about
lot of
that.
online working at home and stuff, telemarketer shit. Like, hello, calling people.
That's crazy. And the flip side of that, going back to the surgery, I know people who've gotten the surgery and they've gotten healthy too, but they've gotten so skinny they look unhealthy.
Yeah, that's skin. I want people to understand: skinny or fat don't mean just because you skinny don't mean you healthy.
No.
Okay, you might be better off, but we know some skinny people that you could tell like they time on this earth is coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
But try to
Because
get
they
you
get
some
that
foot.
first flood
Hey,
of
I ain't even finna
happiness
go there,
that
but you're
comes
doing a lot
with
of heavy lying now.
and it
Can't
feels
agree with you with
incredible.
that.
Dude, now look,
Eating.
just alone, you see he's got 2 meals, 2 drinks. The meals are stuffed to the rim in the plate.
Just makes everything better.
That's a lot.
Oh damn, I didn't see the other 2 plates. Dude, he got 4 plates of food. You talking about gluttony at its best.
I don't think I can eat all that.
No human should be able to eat all that at one sitting. That's literally 3 days of eating.
You just greedy.
This
You don't order a whole stuff. Hey, Denny,
escape in my
Waffle
life.
House.
And you're not even counting the syrup and the butter.
Get in here, the man got an ultimate
And there's been a
all-star
lot of
breakfast.
times in my life where
You just
I've
look how you
needed
pouring this.
coming
That right there, and anybody who's on that level, I'm asking y'all, and like I said, this is a big man to big man. Please just start getting outside, start walking, even if it's just going down the stairs, going up the stairs, going downstairs. There's nothing. We gotta stop making reasons why we can't get in shape. Okay, the earth is here. You think people needed gyms? You think people needed weight rooms to get in shape back in the day? They didn't. You know what they did? They got up off their ass and they started moving.
Mm-hmm.
They started walking. They started going for jogs, be out in the world. They started going and play basketball at the park. These are the things that have changed. We're all in front of these cameras. We're all in front of these video games. We're all on our phones talking to people, and we're not moving.
That's true.
And we're eating and stop eating shit from bags. Look, put it up. You see this shit right here? Combos, potato chips, anything come in a bag, a box. If it ain't this, I watched this another video of this guy, and he said this: if you want to get your nutrition together, he says, and we're gonna be watching some more of him somewhere later in the year. All you got to do is eat whole foods. If it ain't natural, don't eat it. If it didn't come from the earth, don't eat it. So I just wanted to come in here and do that, man. The reason why is because I want to get back to motivating people, get back to telling people you can achieve what you believe in as long as you just need the steps. Sometimes people want to do something so much, but they just don't know where to go or where to go with it.
Or
They're
how
just
to start,
lost,
yeah.
how to start it. And the reality is, I think Denzel says, if you never start something, you'll never be able to finish something.
That's true.
All right. You have to
100%.
start. So start today. If you see this video, go do something. If you know your health is a problem, go ahead. And I'm not talking about writing shit down. You can write your goals down, but you need to start action. Okay, writing something down. There's a lot of people who read about books all day. There's a lot of people who write about their dreams all day, but at the end of the day, none of them take action on their dreams.
Yep. Just sits on the shelf.
Just sits on the shelf and it's just there, and it collects dust, and then it goes in the back of your mind. You've forgotten. If you know you need health problems, get up now and go outside and go for a walk. Go to your gym, sign up for a membership. Go to the gym, get on a treadmill, buy a treadmill, do some push-ups, do some jumping jacks. There's times where me and my girl will go and sit right in the living room and we'll just jump up. We don't even have a rope. We're just jumping up for a minute on, minute off, minute on, minute off. All right. And we do 10 rounds of that. It'll be wearing you out. I'm telling you right now, your abs are gonna hurt the next day, all that. But so anything that you think is stopping you, it's a lie. It's a facade.
You're stopping you.
That's it. You're the biggest blockade in your whole situation of why you aren't where you want to be. And I'm telling you, if you can get past yourself, and just start. It ain't gonna be easy. It ain't gonna be quick, but just start. I'm telling you, consistency is key. All these little things we learned when we was in fucking middle school and kindergarten,
all these
it's
things,
true.
All these things, yeah.
You think about this. Me and Beans, we've been doing this for what, 2-3 years now?
Something like that.
We only do 2 days a week. Imagine if we were doing it 5 days a week, 7 days a week. Every day we were doing this. And we actually took the time and actually put in not just 1 hour, we put in 5 hours or 4 hours a day, every day. Imagine where our channel would be. Imagine if we actually took the time and came up with interviewing people and all. We haven't done those things. I can be honest about it.
Yeah.
We haven't been consistent on certain things that we choose to do because we really didn't make a map for it. We just been winging shit.
Yeah, 100% true.
So you put a map together and start setting goals. I promise you, you'll start finding a way to get it done. So maybe that's something we need to start doing. Maybe we need to go ahead and put a goal list together and map it out.
Yeah, this episode for us.
Yeah, it is. I'm not sitting there. Look, that's why I felt like I needed to do it. You know, most of the time when we doing these episodes, it has something to do with us too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
What's going on in our lives. So that's all I really wanted to get on. I'm not going to hold y'all long. I mean, we've been talking. You saw the video. Go follow my man. Like I said, his page is called what is it called again? I wrote it down. Oh, Chad LisonBee, LISONBEE. And like I said, he's got like 71 subscribers. He's moving up fast.
71,000.
Yeah, he had 70 earlier today. He's got 71,000 now. So he's moving fast because the content I could tell is real, is genuine. He generally is giving y'all some real good content, and that's the real key to it. So I hope y'all like it. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate everybody who ever watches our videos and shows us some love. All right. We'll see y'all. Today's Monday for Monday, I said. And just go ahead and start today. That's all the biggest thing I want y'all to do is just start. I don't care what it is. It could be 10 push-ups. It could be 5 push-ups. It could be walking down the street and coming back. Do something to set the habit for yourself.
Yes.
All right. I'm your boy Canteen. This my man Beans.
Y'all have a good week.
And we believe in y'all. All right. We out this.
Nigga! That's got to be racist.
Daddy?